How's it going, guys? Today I'm reacting to Norm Macdonald on David Letterman on one of his final nights. Norm Macdonald is pretty much my favorite comedian. Used to watch him for years, all the time, and then when he passed away, I watched him a little bit less over the years because it made me kind of sad. But yeah, I hope this makes me laugh. This performance in particular, I wrote a paper about it in one of my final writing assignments for this semester in my first year of college. Basically about the joke where he's like, does it ever really scare you, the news? Iraq, Iran, North Korea, like Germany. Like, I wrote a paper about how amazing that joke was and other references. And yeah, hopefully I can enjoy this.
Thanks, guys. Listen, I don't want to brag or anything, but me and Oprah are making the same money tonight. But the show has loosened up considerably. I noticed I was watching Oprah and Dave talking about weed and booze. I don't do either of those. The hardest drug I ever did, LSD. And I remember I was a kid, I was like 16, and I remember they warned me, they said, hey, you gotta be careful with that LSD on account of you can get a flashback. 10 years can go by, 20 years, 30 years, and a flashback will happen. So I thought, hey, that seems like a good deal. You tell me I buy a drug for $5, I eat it, I get high, and then 20 years later I get high again. That's not the point. I like to stretch my drug dollar. The point is this. 10 years have passed, 20 years have passed, 30 years have passed, and no flashbacks. What a jip that turned out to be.
Just some horse shit by the acid.
Just more horse by the big acid companies, that's all it is.
Everything from his cadence. It's been a minute since I've watched Norm. From his delivery, everything, his timing.
But I can't believe it's been a quarter century since I made my television debut. It was all different back then. You know, it was back then, I remember if you wanted to take a picture, you would use a camera.
Not a telephone.
Not a telephone. As a matter of fact, if you used a telephone, people would look at you odd.
He's good, like...
Just stay still like that. What about in the old days when they took pictures of you way back? You know, where they pulled that thing and it exploded and stuff?
Everyone always looked angry.
I got a picture of my great-grandfather. The thing took 6 hours to take your picture, and there's a picture of my great-grandfather, one. They only had, every guy had one picture back then. And it's just him like...
Gotta feed the hogs.
I gotta get back, feed them hogs. Who's gonna feed the hogs? Somebody gotta feed them hogs. Now, in the future, of course, it'll be different. 50 years from now, people will be going like, hey, you want to see 100,000 pictures of my great-grandfather?
I remember all these jokes, man. Amazing.
I got him right here. Plus everything he did every day of his life. Hey, this occurred to me today. ID,
this is a great
which I have
joke.
to show it again. There's a strange abbreviation when you think about it. I is short for I. And then D is short for identification. They could have split that one up a little better, you know? But I watch the TV, I watch the news, make you afraid of the news, you know? Put all these stories on, Iraq, Iran, North Korea, you know, try to scare you, you know? But does it ever really scare you? Like, you ever wake up in the middle of the night, North Korea!
North Korea.
That little tiny country across the ocean. I wonder if they'll get me. Plus, didn't MASH settle that like 20 years ago? I'm going to have to watch that stupid show. There is one country that worries me, though. Not Iraq, not Iran, not North Korea. The only country that really worries me is the country of Germany. I don't know if you guys are history buffs or not, but in the early part of the previous century, Germany decided to go to war.
Quite good,
and who did they go to war with? The world.
The world. So good. So good.
It had never been tried before. And so you figure that would take about 5 seconds for the world to win.
No, it was close.
No, it was actually close.
I'm sorry for ruining the jokes, guys. And bringing back memories.
Then about 30 years pass, and Germany decides again to go to war, and again it chooses as its enemy the world. And this time they have that guy, Schrankly, that guy. And I'm not even going to dignify him by saying his name, but I think you know what I'm talking. But you'd think at that point the world will go, listen, Germany,
you're not allowed to be a country.
You don't get to be a country no more on account of you keep attacking the world. What do you think you are, Mars or something?
This is one of the best Norm jokes, in my opinion. It's about SeaWorld. It's about dolphins on Conan. Let's go.
When I was young, there was a fella went by the name of Jacques de Gautier. And he was from Témiscamingue, Quebec.
Yeah, I first heard this like 6, 7, 8, no, like 9 years ago. Yeah, it's been a minute.
And Jacques de Gautier, he was a fella that really thought. And he was smart, you know. He was our hope, I guess. And he was, while I was scrambling to get out of high school, Jacques Zagatineau had already...
I think he just changed his last name.
Well, you know, a man grows. But this is the point. Jacques de Gatineau, he went to McGill University and he got 3 degrees, by golly. And he went over across the pond to the fellers with Cambridge, and he even stood up to them. Mm-hmm. And we thought, boy, he's going to be the next. We had Jean Marchand, Gérald Pertier, Pierre Trudeau, the 3 wise men of Quebec. By God, Jacques de Gatineau was going to be the next.
He could be the next gun.
Yeah, but he vanished. And I met him, I started to do stand-up and travel from here to there and to here again. And one time I was in Niagara Falls, and gosh, I went over to the SeaWorld there. You know how they have the SeaWorld? You know, with the different fish. You know.
I didn't know that, but okay. Yes.
Beluga.
SeaWorld, I've been there many a time.
Okay, so I was checking out the beluga whales and stuff, and I look over, and who do you think I see?
I hope it's that guy.
No, it was...
It was just an
attendant.
attendant.
Just an attendant, but he showed me to the place I wanted to see, which is where they feed the little baby dolphins, because I love dolphins, you know. And who do I see there but Jacques de Gatineau? And here he is, he's feeding the baby dolphins. And I go up to him and I go, Jacques de Gatineau, I feel ashamed for you. You were our hope. You were to go to Canada, Canada's nation's capital of Ottawa. And you were to be a great man, Jacques de Gatineau. And we were all, you know, we pinned all of Témiscamingue, Quebec, pinned our hopes on you. Now that's a hell of a burden for a man to have a town's hope pinned on them, isn't it, Conan?
It is a big burden.
So he was feeding these baby dolphins, you know, and I said, I'm ashamed of you, Jacques de Gatineau. You could have done so many great things. And he said, well, He said, I think I'm serving a youthful porpoise. Now I believe...
Yes. Yes. Feels like the first time hearing it again.
I knew that. You don't encourage that. It's like, it was a 40-minute story. Youthful porpoise?
Youthful porpoise?
Yes.
Not porpoise.
I don't know. Good God.
40-minute story.
That was way out of
Dog
line.
turd.
Who are you to criticize Oscar Pistorius? It's like somebody saying, I gotta show you something. They took in a 4-mile hike to show you a dog turd.
Oh, man.
Well, there's your reel for CBS. We're getting this right to Les Moon. Gotta have him. You want to see that every night, Les? This guy's more Quebecois humor. I love you. I really do. You know that, right?